Hello, welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd, and you were watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm back with some more updates coming out for the Middle East, and we're going to be talking more about Iran's upcoming strike onto Israel. I have more information to share with you. We know that Iran wants to carry out a major attack onto Israel very soon, launching upwards of 1,000 or more ballistic missiles and potentially even drones at the same time could be fired. And we also reported to you guys yesterday that Iran could carry out this strike from Iraq and not necessarily from their own territory. But I have a feeling we may see attacks coming from all angles, maybe even from Hezbollah and Yemen with the Houthis as well. Okay, so we're going to be talking more about this today as we have the Iranian Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei also threatening the United States and Israel with a crushing response. Okay, and that is huge information. Not only is Iran threatening Israel, but they are also threatening the United States because obviously the United States is backing Israel in this fight. They are also going to come to Israel's aid and try to defend them if they come under attack. We also know that the THAAD missile defense system has also been delivered to Israel. I think they have at least two of them right now coming from the U.S. to help better defend from these ballistic missile attacks when it comes. So we're going to be discussing that some more today. We also have reports that as of yesterday, the United States has deployed B-52 bombers to the Middle East as well. Also a show of support for Israel and potentially preparation for a major strike on Iran. We'll have to see what happens after Iran carries out this attack. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into the news here. We're going to hop on over to X and I'm going to show you some things over here. This from Ali Khamenei, the Supreme Leader of Iran. This is what he posted directly on X just today at 3:22 a.m. on November 2nd, 2024. It says the United States of America and the Zionist regime will definitely receive a crushing response for what they do against Iran and the resistance front. Okay, so again, this is very big information. Not only is Iran threatening Israel, they're also threatening the United States. So this could get absolutely insane over here if we see the U.S. coming under attack by Iran also. We could definitely have a major war breaking out over here, and hopefully that will not be the case. But this is one step closer to a major regional war in the Middle East. Okay, also from Disclosed TV, just in, U.S. deploys B-52 bombers to the Middle East. Okay, this was released yesterday from the Pentagon. It says here, statement from Pentagon Press Secretary Major General Pat Ryder on Middle East Force Posture Updates, November 1st, 2024. Pentagon Press Secretary Major General Pat Ryder provided the following statement. In keeping with our commitments to the protection of U.S. citizens and forces in the Middle East, the defense of Israel, and de-escalation through deterrence and diplomacy, the Secretary of Defense ordered the deployment of additional ballistic missile defense destroyers, fighter squadron, and tanker aircraft, and several U.S. Air Force B-52 long-range strike bombers to the region. These forces will begin to arrive in the coming months as the USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group prepares to depart. Okay, so apparently the USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group will be leaving the Middle East very soon, and they're supposedly going to be deploying all these other assets to the Middle East, including these B-52 bombers. We don't know exactly how many are going to be arriving, but it does say several, and we do have some reports today showing that two B-52 bombers have already arrived or are about to arrive in the Middle East. Okay, so moving on to another update from Ozen Defender. A pair of KC-135 Strato tankers with the 128th Air Refueling Wing of the Wisconsin Air National Guard, which crossed the pond yesterday from Rickenbacker Air National Guard Base in Ohio, and are now heading south across Turkey towards the Middle East. This follows a large-scale movement observed over the last 24 hours of U.S. Air Force assets being deployed to the region in preparation for an Iranian attack against Israel. This includes several other aerial refueling tankers, fighter aircraft, as well as two B-52H long-range strategic bombers from Minot Air Force Base that arrived earlier today over the sandbox, which is the Middle East, right? So this is very big news right here. The last time that we heard of all these aerial refueler tankers showing up in the Middle East was when Israel carried out their strike onto Iran. So this is a very big sign that this attack is most likely coming here in the next few days. Some people have been saying it'll come before the election or maybe around the election time. So we're going to be talking about that more as we move on, as I have more updates to show you. Also from Ozen Defender, It appears that the two B-52H long-range strategic bombers that were ordered yesterday to the Middle East will not be stationed in Diego Garcia like I initially believed, but instead at Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar, something which I don't think has happened since the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan in 2021. Okay, so from what we understand, these two B-52 bombers are heading from the U.S. over to Qatar right now. Okay, so some reports have been stating that that's where they will be stationed at. Okay, is at the Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar. Qatar. So also from Mossad commentary, B-52 bombers will be deployed in the Middle East within an hour. Okay, so this is another report that was just coming out today. As you can see, 11:33 a.m. and then my time is 2:47 p.m. So just about 3 to 4 hours ago is when we heard this information that these B-52 bombers were going to be deployed to the Middle East. So they're already on their way there right now, maybe even already arrived at the time that I record this. And we know at least two of them are over there. Okay, so this is very big information that the U.S. could be potentially carrying out major bombing runs inside Iran. Are they going to go after their nuclear facilities? I mean, we know from some information on X that the recent attack from Israel striking Iran took out a lot of their air defenses. So this could be the time that the U.S. goes after their nuclear facilities. We'll have to see what happens. They may be trying to denuclearize Iran at some point soon. Also, we had this information coming out today from Bricks News just in. Iran officially issues a NOTAM, which is a notice to airmen imposing air travel restrictions from November 4th at 2:30 a.m. to November 6th at 6:30 p.m. So if you notice the dates here, November 4th to the 6th. Okay, the U.S. elections are on November 5th. Isn't that very interesting that they are issuing travel restrictions? Now, I wasn't able to completely confirm whether this is going to be a nationwide travel restrictions or clearing of their airspace. But I have more information regarding this, why they're actually closing down their airspace. Look at this from Ozen Defender. The Iranian Civil Aviation Organization has issued a notice to air mission or NOTAM for gun firing near the city of Hamadan in the west of the country between 0230 hours and 1830 hours on November 4th through the 6th. The notice is active from ground level up to 10,000 feet and is not a NOTAM that we would expect to see prior to an attack against Israel. It's possible this is unrelated. So here's one of the NOTAM alerts here. You can see gunfiring will take place, okay, in the area. So I'm not sure if this is going to be a complete shutdown of their airspace. I haven't heard that information yet, but it does look like they are closing at least a portion of their airspace for a brief few days, okay, from the 4th to the 6th. Now, it's just very interesting, the timing of this, as they're stating it's going to be due to gunfiring. Now, I know Iran does do this from time to time, so this is kind of normal practice for Iran. But who knows if this could be a preparation for a major strike onto Israel. I mean, we have heard many times that this attack could come prior to the elections, okay? So also moving on to another update from Ozen Defender. According to Axios, the Biden administration has sent several messages to Iran in recent days, urging them against another attack on Israel, stating that they might not be able to restrain the Israelis from launching a major response. Okay, so also the U.S. warning Iran that if they carry out some sort of attack that onto Israel, that we could see Israel launching a major attack onto Iran, much worse than we saw before. We already heard from Herzi Halevi, the chief of general staff of Israel's military for the IDF. He came out and said that if Iran chooses to respond in any way, they will strike targets that they initially did not strike recently. So probably go after maybe their oil and gas industry, or potentially maybe their nuclear facilities or even energy facilities. Who knows what they would target, okay? Also from Mossad commentary update, Iran is preparing to attack Israel. Israel is ready to attack Iran, okay? So look, this just came out today as well at 9:30 this morning on November 2nd, 2024. And so it looks like both sides are ready to attack each other, which to me sounds like war, okay? So very crazy situation what we're seeing over here, okay? Also from Iran Observer, just in, sources in Iran estimate that the upcoming retaliatory strikes against Israel aims to change the strategic calculations of both Tel Aviv and Washington. Okay, this is very big news as well. If this is true, this means that Iran is going to carry out a very big attack, not only onto Israel, but possibly even the United States. Okay, and then understand too that lots of U.S. military troops are stationed in the Middle East. Okay, not just on aircraft carriers floating off in the waters, but they are actually stationed in Iraq, Syria. Okay, lots of countries over here in the Middle East. We have U.S. military troops stationed there, so hopefully they don't come under attack. This could be the case of what Iran is warning here. Let me know what you think down below. Sprinter family reports from Axios. Large-scale military and missile movements spotted at 68 locations across Iran. Okay, here's a picture of some missiles being fired. We have been hearing over the last 24 to 36 hours that there has been movement spotted of ballistic missiles, possibly moving over to Iraq as well, as we know that Iran is preparing to carry out this strike from not only Iran potentially, but also from Iraq, or maybe just Iraq alone, to try to de-escalate the situation after, so that way they can say, well, this attack did not come directly from us, it came from our proxy groups in Iraq. So we don't know exactly what's going to happen here, but I have a big feeling that missiles will be fired from Iran. We'll have to see what happens. Finally, one last thing from Vivid, breaking Israeli officials. Israel is preparing for the largest attack from Iran since the start of the war. Okay, this is directly from Israeli officials that Vivid is reporting. So hopefully Israel's ready for this. This looks like it is going to be a massive attack, guys. I think we are definitely going to see thousands of ballistic missiles being fired, maybe even hundreds or thousands of drones, much worse than what we saw just on October 1st and also back in April. I know April had ballistic missiles and drones that were fired at the same time, so I think it may be something similar to that, but probably much heavier. We will see probably 10 times that, maybe more, of what we saw in April. But let me know what you think is going to happen over here. Do you think there will be an attack onto Israel before the elections, or maybe on election day? Who knows? Or will this come later, or will it not come at all? Let me know what you think down below. But that's going to be it for today's update. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. Also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, hope you all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless, and we'll see you in the next one.